versus matches ever to be portrayed in Marvel Comics. That would be Wolverine and the Hulk. Well, currently both of those guys are dead in current Marvel timeline, but we do have Old Man Logan, and they're bringing back the Maestro, a future version of Bruce Banner who basically became evil, grew a massive beard, and is probably the most badass version of the Hulk. So welcome to Old Man Logan versus the Hulk, aka Maestro. After jumping in and out of his own past lives, Logan had thought that he made it back when he returned to the wastelands, before he lost his family. Everything was perfect. He had his wife, his child, but deep down he knew that this wasn't the real thing, just another hop in time. So with that, Logan managed to return to his present-day self with the last memories of his family, being good ones. Ones where they lived happily ever after. Since returning to the current times, Logan has decided to take some time to himself and do a little bit of traveling, which is what brought him to Toad River. He parks and he stops at a local diner, and then he smells the air, and he can tell that something is off. He hangs his jacket, and Logan asks the waitress, "Where's Lexi?" And the waitress says, "Oh, it's her day off. How about I get you some coffee?" Logan sits at the bar, telling her, "Sure." And as he looks around, the waitress begins to pour a cup, and Logan grabs the waitress by the arm. Logan pulls her close and tells her, "There's never been a Lexi who worked here. This place has been run by the same couple since the 60s. What'd you do to them?" The cook jumps over the bar tops, telling him, "It's no use pretending anymore. It's still a family business, just a different family and a different business." He then tells Logan, "You took something from us, something that we can't get back. But it's not like we've ever personally met. But you do know my brother, Billy Bob." Billy Bob walks out telling Bew, "I'm not sure about this. I got a bad feeling." Bew doesn't even respond and continues talking to Logan. "Do you remember stealing Billy Bob's clothes and leaving him in a cave?" Logan stops and tells the group, "I don't know what kind of stunt this is. This isn't possible." The claws come out and Bew's face begins to change into a Hulk, and he says, "Oh, but it is." Everyone begins to transform into Hulks, and Bew shouts, "You killed our Paul, and you ran out like a little rat. Hid yourself in a whole other dimension, but we found you, and we're gonna kill you." Seconds later, Logan is knocked out the diner window as one of the Hulks jumps on him. Logan punches his claw straight into this Hulk's face, and then he thinks to himself that he killed the Hulk gang back in the Wastelands, all except Billy Bob. He should have never let him walk. The female Hulk quickly slams Logan down, and the rest begin stomping on his body, telling him that it was easier than they thought. But just as they stop, Logan jumps to his feet, swinging upwards, tearing into another Hulk. Bew then kicks Logan back, and Logan lunges back, stabbing into him, and then ripping through the last Hulk. With the 4 Hulks dead, Logan walks back into the diner, telling Billy Bob, "You aren't going anywhere. All I want to know is how. How did you get here?" Billy Bob begins to panic, stating that their paw, he found them, but before Billy Bob could finish, Bew grabs one of the fryers in the back and pours it onto Logan. Logan's flesh begins to melt away, the first thing to go are his eyes, so all he can do is smell his own sizzling flesh, and then he turns to swing before he turns into a puddle of skin and bones. Logan swipes into Bew's neck before falling, and as Bew shouts to Billy Bob to help him, Billy Bob tells him, "No!" and he escapes. A short while later, at the Department H Weapons Facility, Billy Bob crawls his way in, and a man named Maestro asks what happened. Where were the trucks that him and his brother were supposed to be getting? Billy Bob says they tried to get him. They had him, Logan. We tried to get him for what he did to Pa, but he killed everyone, and Maestro shouts, "What? You set all this a personal vendetta after I told you not to?" As Maestro yells, his body changes into a Hulk, and he smacks Billy Bob, telling him, "The blood of 4 lives are on your hands." He starts to grip down on Billy Bob's neck, and Cambria yells for him to stop. They've already lost 4 lives. Losing any more won't help. Maestro tosses Billy Bob, telling him, "Now we're short-handed, and I must assume that we are no longer operating in a veil of secrecy. Load up the trucks with as many missiles as you can get." As everyone leaves, Maestro grabs Cambria, telling her that her allegiance to her brother is admirable, but if she ever defies him in front of the others again, they will be sharing a grave. Back at the diner, Logan finally regenerates enough to get up, and he looks at the bodies, and he sees what they should have looked like, and he tells himself, "Keep it together." He then smells some of the blood left behind, and can tell that those 5 weren't the only ones. There are more. A lot more. And when he finds them, they're gonna wish they stayed in whatever hellhole they crawled out of. Later, in a remote Yukon territory, Maestro walks up to a compound, and the armed guards tell him that if he's lost, best be going somewhere else. Maestro says that he's heard that this was a good place to go if people wanted to get off the grid. They are in need of such a place. All of the other guards start to point their guns, telling him that he better turn around before they shoot him where he stands. Maestro's eyes glow green, and he tells them, "I said I needed this place, so we're gonna take it." As he finishes saying that, a swarm of Hulks jump out of the woods and they descend on the base. Back at the Department H Weapons Facility, Logan pulls up to find the place reeking of Hulk with no signs of any of them. This facility was supposed to be cleared out of his nuclear weapons, but that isn't the case. Banner's kids are too stupid to know what to do with them. But they're not stupid enough to try something. Down the road at another diner, Logan makes a call to the only person that he knows that can help him in this situation, Puck. And he tells him, I need a favor, the kind where the person doesn't ask questions. Puck tells Logan, asking for a favor. Let me just mark this on my calendar real quick. Logan tells him around 6 or 7 this morning, some trucks rolled out of a decommissioned apartment in H bunker in the Yukon. He needs to know if they can be tracked. While Puck starts pulling the info up, he tells Logan, you're not gonna like what's going on, but I know if you ever need help. Logan doesn't acknowledge the offer and says, you got the location yet? A short while later, Logan heads on Puck's lead, and as he rides, he hears something off in the distance, an unmistakable sound, and it registers way too late. An explosion goes off, destroying the motorcycle, and as Logan picks himself back up, an army jeep rolls by, running him over. He tries to get back up, but as he gets to his feet, he's shot back down by several assault rifles. One of the Hulks laughs out loud. That's how you do it. No use getting into a punch-up match with a madman like Logan. Another Hulk punches Billy Bob forward with a gun, telling him to finish it. He owes it to his dad and the others that Logan has killed. Billy Bob takes the gun and he nervously walks over to Logan's body, but as his hand trembles, he pulls the trigger. Except, there's only a click with no gunfire, and Billy Bob asks why it isn't loaded. Why did they? But before he can even ask, the other Hulks open fire on him, telling him, sorry, you're not welcomed in our new paradise, Billy Bob. A little while later, Logan opens his eyes and finds himself chained to a chimney stack. The Hulk from before shouts, oh, look who's awake. We almost thought you were really dead this time. Logan shouts, how the hell are you here? I killed your entire filthy inbred Hulk gang back in the wastelands. And the Hulk tells him, clearly, that ain't the truth, because we're here. And thanks to your healing, we can get ours again and again and again. All the Hulks start to unload into Logan just as they did at the ambush until he stops moving. Meanwhile, back at the compound, Maestro begins his work on the nukes, and Cambria says that it's quite alarming to see him in his human form so often. Maestro says that it's not because he enjoys it, but there is something to be said for the nimble fingers of a human. Comes in handy when working on things that can blow us back to the Stone Age. So what did you come for? Because if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of busy here. Cambria asks, are we really going to go through with this? It's strange that something so small could cause so much destruction. Why do we have to kill everyone? Why not just live here away from everyone and be with our own kind? Maestro tells her, it's because man will kill themselves with these weapons regardless. I've seen it happen. They're already dead. All the Hulks are doing is just moving up the expiration date. We're doing this because man will never leave us alone. They will hunt and kill us, just as they did to the banner of this timeline, especially after all of the blood that we've shed. The war has already begun. The only question now is, who will end it? Cambria walks up stating that he's right. She's just worried about Billy Bob. He's been gone for a long time. Maybe she's just overthinking things. Back with Logan, he begins to wake up again, and he looks around when the Hulks ask him, what are you doing? Logan says, I'm looking for a way down so I can whoop your asses. And the Hulks tell him, you wouldn't even last a few seconds against us. Logan tells him, where I'm from, I used to beat your asses like a drum every damn time. All those brothers and sisters all hitting like kittens, barely even tippets. The Hulk yells for him to shut up. Logan laughs, telling him, I would have laughed back then too, but wasn't too busy killing all of you. The Hulk punches at Logan, and Logan lifts himself up high enough for the hit to miss and destroy the chimney. Once free from the wall, he takes the chains and he wraps them around the Hulk's neck, and then he pulls it back, snapping the neck. The other Hulks begin to run up, both Logan's healing factor being a lot slower at this older age. He ducks away into the barn to figure out a plan. One of the girl Hulks walks in with a minigun, and out of the shadows, he stabs her in the leg. Another one from outside throws a tractor through the building, but when they go to check on Logan, they hear something wind up. Suddenly, the rest of the Hulks are riddled with bullets as Logan stands up holding the minigun. As the last of the bullets are shot, Logan throws the large gun away, and he tells one of the Hulks that he's got more than enough time to make his death long and agonizing. The Hulk tells him it doesn't matter. He's going to make him suffer worse than anything you can do to us. Logan grabs the Hulk by the shirt, asking, who is he? And the Hulk just laughs, telling him, Maestro's gonna kill you real good. Logan pushes his claws into the Hulk's leg, asking him, who the hell is Maestro, and why is he trying to kill me? The Hulk says, it's not just him, it's everyone. But before he can go any further, the Hulk passes on. Logan gets up thinking that he's never heard that name before, but then again, it could be one of those anomalies between his timeline and this one, like that weird lady Thor. As Logan walks, he falls and passes back out. Later, as he begins to wake back up, he hears a voice tell him, good morning, and he asks, what am I doing here? The man says, what? No thanks? Your friends are worried about you. From the looks of it, I can't blame them. Clint Barton then asks, so how about you tell your old buddy Hawkeye what's going on? Back at the compound, one of the Hulks from Logan's ambush drags herself in, stating, everyone is dead. Logan got away. Maestro runs over asking, what happened? And she tells him, Logan got free. Killed everyone. Tortured Horace. Horace told him everything. Maestro tries to hold back his anger, but he shouts to everyone, we need to pack up the truck and get ready to move now. Then a voice tells him, no. One of the Hulks steps out from the group, telling him, we're done following you all over the place. You promised us a paradise, and all you brought us was closer to death. Enough with the hype. Maestro tells him, we're not hiding. We're keeping a low profile. There's more to battle than just blindly charging in and smashing the enemy. So what now? Do you think you can do better? The Hulk grins, telling him, yeah, I can. And I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. With one heavy punch, that Hulk knocks Maestro to the ground, but as Maestro hits the ground, he begins to laugh. And he gets back up, punching that Hulk to the ground. He gets up on top of him, beating on his head, telling him, I'm gonna be laughing long after you've taken your last breath. Maestro starts to get up, leading a bloody mess where the Hulk's head he used to be, and he asks, is there anyone else who'd like to challenge my leadership? Over in Dawson City, Clint Barton asks where they're off to now, and Logan tells him, there's no we. Us and road trips? Well, it doesn't usually end well. Clint tells him, I get that you're like a lone wolf and all, but Puck said you called asking for help, and asking Puck for help, despite being a loner, means that things are real bad, man. Since I wasn't around the first time you got to this timeline, I'm gonna make up for it now. Logan grunts and gets in the car, telling Clint, fine, but we're gonna keep that chit-chat to a minimum. The two head out, and Clint says, look, I know I'm supposed to keep quiet, but what's the future interdimensional version of me like? Is he like a real badass? Logan tells him, no. He married Spider-Man's daughter and they had a kid. She then leaves you for an Ultron. Later, you get cataracts and go blind, and then you run drugs. Clint tells him, but wait a minute, what'd you say you're married? Meanwhile, up in the mountains, Maestro pulls over, and everyone makes their last checks on the nukes. Once everyone's strapped in, Maestro tells them, head straight to your targets and let nothing stop you. But before we can embark on the final step of our plan, you've all managed to rise above the butter that lesser, different banner damned you to. And for that, I am proud of you, my inbred, interdimensional family. Back at the compound, Logan and Clint make their way in when Logan notices all of the nukes have been dismantled. Logan says, these Hulks, they lift a bunch of nukes from Department H. And then Clint looks around telling him, well, we found the missiles, so crisis averted? What do you mean by Hulks? As in, more than one now? Maybe you should tell me about everything that's going on now. Logan says that the nuclear cores are gone. Other than that, he really doesn't know. And then a voice tells him that she does. Cambria steps out, and the first thing that Logan does is shout, where's Maestro? Clint pulls back his bow, and Cambria says, please, she just wants to help. He once helped her long ago. Logan thinks back to the Wastelands and how he used to have his pig stolen by this girl. And after talking with her, she stopped. Logan tells Clint to drop the weapons, and Cambria goes on stating that she used to be with Maestro, but not anymore. Logan asks, where is he, and how do we stop him? Cambria says that she'll help, but he's got the children with him. They came here because Maestro promised them something better than they ever had. Some decided to continue following him, even after seeing how brutal he really is. And the kids, they just don't know any better. So if I help you, you have to promise that nothing bad will happen to them. However, we must hurry. We're almost out of time. Maestro is sending out the nukes right now. A short while later, all across the globe, the world sees firsthand what a group of Hulks can do to them. Back in the mountains, Maestro drives the children, telling them to remember everything will be fine. You can survive just about anything. The bombs won't hurt. And just as he says it, an arrow hits the windshield, and Clint shouts to step out of the vehicle with your hands over your head. Logan looks at him, asking him, really? And Clint says, well, hey, who's worth a shot? But Maestro doesn't look like he's slowing down, man. As the truck gets closer, Maestro jumps in the window in his Hulk form, quickly knocking both Logan and Clint to the ground. He stomps on Logan, telling him, I've run into others like you before. You're just a shadow of the Logan that I once knew. Logan gets up, cutting away at Maestro's feet, asking him, you really are Banner, aren't you? Just older, uglier, and bolder. After Cambria told me, I wasn't sure what to believe. Every Bruce Banner that I know is... And Maestro stops him. What? Dead? Interestingly enough, I've heard the same about you. But while those two fight, Cambria tells the kids that they need to come. Maestro's been lying to them the whole time. Those bombs are not going to only kill the humans, but even the Hulks that they're strapped to. The kids shout that she's lying. Maestro loves them, and he would never do that. Clint says that if you didn't notice, talking to them isn't working. I'm going to shrink them now. One of the children hit with the arrow rips it back out, yelling, you tried to kill us! And then he punches Clint in the face. Cambria knocks the child off of Clint, telling them that they're trying to help, but the other children tackle Cambria, telling her, you're just a coward and a traitor! Back with the Hulks across the world, they all begin to pull out their switches and detonate the nukes. But all that happens is foam begins to pour out of the tops. Up in the Alpha Flight station, Puck Glass stated that the nukes have been neutralized, and Department H did some pretty hefty failsafes just in case. Logan stabs into Maestro and telling him, did you hear that? Your big plan to wipe out the world failed. Maestro smacks him, telling him, you can't lie to me like that. I programmed the bombs myself. Logan wipes the blood from his face, telling him, well, I got short friends in high places that tell me that your programming ain't worth a damn. Clint shouts, I drafted the last kid. And Logan yells to him, get away. I'm gonna deal with Banner. Maestro charges at Logan, telling him, that Banner from the Wastelands was garbage. He had no imagination, no drive. He wasn't half the Hulk that I am. But rather than defending, Logan runs into the hit and Maestro stops and falls back holding his insides in. Logan then starts to walk towards the Maestro with his stomach cut open, and then a voice shouts for him to leave him alone. Everyone looks back at the truck to see little Malachi holding an exposed nuclear core. He yells that if they hurt Maestro anymore, he's going to open up the nuke and everyone will die. And Logan tells him, look, you do that and we all lose. But the Maestro shouts, do it! We're born from the bomb! Logan says, I can see that you're not like him. You're not a killer. If you do that, there's no going back. Cambria tells him, look, listen to Logan. Maestro lied to all of you. He sent the others to die. While everyone talks, Clint tells Logan and Cambria to cover their eyes, and he fires a concussive arrow behind Malachi. Clint gets up stating that they only have 30 seconds before Logan can reach for the core, Maestro grabs him, throwing him into a boulder, and then he picks up the core, stating, I should have left you and the rest of your worthless kid back in the wastelands. He gets to rip into the canister, but before he can, Maestro feels a dozen arrows shooting into him. Clint yells to Logan that he really could use an assist here, and then he looks over to see Logan is still getting up, and he says, crap! Maestro takes the wrecked truck and slams it down on Clint, and Logan screams for Clint as he runs straight in, cutting into the Maestro's stomach again. But then as he charges in and he gets close, Maestro leans back, kicking outward, launching Logan across the forest. Back with Cambria, she gets ready to leave with Malachi when Maestro takes both of his fists and slams him into Cambria's back, shouting that this is all her fault. She tries to fight back, but Maestro picks him up while they're stating, you are all wasted potential. But before the rock can come down, one of the children jump into it, and all of them begin to shout and punch that he lied to them. Before Maestro can kill any of the kids, Logan runs back in telling Cambria to take everyone and get out of here. Logan and Maestro go back and forth, punching each other over and over until both of them can hardly stand. And Maestro says, this is it. This is the Logan that I remember. And the broken Logan says, I'm just getting started. But rather than attack, Maestro turns and says, I'll be back. And we're gonna fight again, just not today. After Maestro escapes, Clint tells Logan that he isn't gonna be winning any beauty pageants anytime soon. And Logan says that he thought that and Clint says, yeah, I thought that too. If it wasn't for Malachi over there. Cambria tells Logan that she should be thanking him for helping, but it is time for them to leave as well. Clint says, why not just come back with them? He has a whole apartment building that they could live in. And Cambria tells him no, they've helped enough. And Logan helps them back in the wastelands, but now it's time for them to start relying on themselves. As she takes the children, Logan says to just let her go. She knows what she's doing. Once he's healed up enough, the two start to walk back, and Clint says, so, is that really Banner? It's just hard to not feel responsible after what we did to our Banner. It's like he's paying for it. Like this is one of his nightmares come to life. Logan tells him, he's not the only one. I killed the Banner back from where I'm from too. Only thing I can say is that sometimes you gotta learn to forgive yourself. We've all made mistakes. It ain't about the mistakes that we've made in the past. Good people sometimes do bad things. It's what makes us human. And there you have it, a draw between Old Man Logan and Maestro. Old Man Logan also fought against an army of Hulks, which is pretty much what I named this video, which is epic! Overall, I am loving the Old Man storyline, and I really hope that with the return of Classic Wolverine, we're not going to be getting rid of this comic, because it's one of my favorite ones happening right now in Marvel Comics. Let me know what you guys think of the Old Man Logan storyline down below, and what do you think about the portrayal of Maestro in this storyline? It's not like the classic super genius Maestro, but it's a version of Maestro. I'll accept it. Where's my super genius version, though? Hey, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow the rest of the Wolverine storylines right here at a playlist on this channel. And you can also click right over here to get something recommended by YouTube. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time.